Hi, so in this video we are going to see how to use the exam timetable module which we have recently introduced. So once you come down to the dashboard, now if you scroll down you will have one more option, that is to create flawless exam timetable, and this is the link, that is set up exam timetable. So we need to click onto this particular link and it will redirect us to the to set up the exam timetable. So this page is where we are going to set up our exam timetable. We are going to create our exam timetable. But before we do that, we need to take care of other things. That is, we need to add shift, add an exam name, then we need to configure the class slash subject, and at the last we are going to set up the exam timetable, which is exactly the same page. So what is shift? Shift is basically the exam timing. Now you can have multiple timings for different classes. For example, junior classes can have morning timing, and the senior classes can have the exam, you know, in the afternoon. So basically what I mean to say is you can have different timings for different classes. So the example that I gave you, in that case we are going to have two shifts. Okay, right now what we are going to do is we are going to create simply one shift. So I will click onto that, that is add shift. If you have recently created the account with us, by default you will have a shift name, that is shift 1. If you do not have, I will simply delete this. If you do not have, simply you can add a shift name. So the name that I have given is shift 1, and simply click on add. Now this shift name can be changed later on. Once we create the entire exam timetable, you can change this name, click on edit and change it to the name that is the timing of the exam. Okay, that is maybe from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I mean 12 noon. Okay, so whatever it is, I mean the whatever timings you have, so you can set that particular name, so you can change the name later on. Right now we are going to keep this as shift 1. Similarly, you also need to add the exam name. Exam name, by default you're going to have an exam name, that is UT1. You can change that, click on edit, or simply you can delete. If you do not have, you can add. So right now I'm just going to keep it as UT1 and click on add. So you can create multiple names, unlimited names. Every name will basically means it is going to represent a exam timetable. So we have added the shift and the exam. So we have added one shift, which means only one timing, and we have added the exam name, that is UT1, and then straight away we are going to configure the class slash subject. Now we have two drop downs out here, that is select the class and select the subject. The best thing you can do out here is you can multi-select. Like by default all the classes are selected, you can deselect them, you can just select individual of them, or you can deselect as well, or you can select all simply and then deselect few of them. Why you need to do this is because for the subjects we have the same thing, you can select all, deselect all. Okay, because maybe I will select all and maybe class 11 and 12 they do not have EVS, right? And right from class 1 to class 10, these are the subjects that are common. Now this is just an example, I have just very few subjects out here. You can add the subjects if you do not have, and then you know you can select the common subjects for the classes. So basically class right from 1 to 10, this is an example that I've taken. These are the subjects that are common subjects. Okay, obviously class 1 will not have physics. This is just an example, or let me just remove that physics. So English, Hindi, maths and science, and I will simply click on add configuration. So this is going to show you the recently selected classes, the configuration for the recently selected classes, that is from class 1 to 10. It is going to show you the configuration. Okay, and this is what we had selected: English, Hindi, Maths and Science. You can see the same thing: English, Hindi, Maths and Science, and these are the subjects which are common for all the classes. If you have some different subject for a particular class, you can select, then in that case just select that class, select that particular subject and click on add configuration. This is going to help you a lot. Basically, you can multi-select, and this is going to save a lot of time. Okay, now maybe I will deselect all and only deselect and select 11 and 12. And for 11 and 12, I will assume that we have EVS as well and physics as well. Okay, this is just an example. And now if I click on add configuration, it will only show me the configurations for 11 and 12. So if I click on add configuration, and you can see all the subjects are present for 11 and 12. Now if you want to see the configuration for all the classes, in that case simply select all and click on show configuration. And now you can see the configurations for all the classes. That is, for class 1 to 10 we had the common subjects, and 11 and 12 we had the extra subjects. So these are the configuration. If by mistake if you add something that you do not wanted, so you can simply click on the red button and that particular entry will be deleted. For example, I will take maybe EVS. I do not want EVS for class 11, or I did not want it. So basically I'm going to simply click on that particular button and it will go away. So it's pretty fast. Or if there is anything you do not want the entire configuration, simply click on that particular button. For example, over here if I click on 1, and you can see that is vanished. Okay, it got deleted. Now there is no configuration for class 1. Okay, so 1 is not there, or I will just simply go ahead and add it. If if you like deselect these two and I keep selected all of these classes, if you try to add duplicates, it is not going to add the duplicates. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select 1 to 10 and I'm going to add the subject, that is English, Hindi, Maths and Science, and remove these two, and I will click on add configuration, and you can see we have it back. But you can see the rest of the entries also we had selected, but it will not allow the duplicates. And now I will select all and then show configuration, and now it will show for 11 and 12 as well. Now at the last we have to set up the exam timetable. So let's go and create our exam timetable. Okay, over here we have the date, then we have the shift, we have the exam, subject and the classes, and we have to add the setup, the exam. Okay, what we need to do is we need to select the date. You can simply type the date, that is the day, the month and the year, or there is a small icon of the calendar icon. So you can simply click on to the calendar icon and you can have this calendar out here, and you can select the date. I'm going to keep it as today's date itself. Let us just, this is just an example. And I'm going to select the shift, that is shift 1 which we created, and I'm going to select the exam. Now if there was any previously created timetable, it would have shown you out here, but right now we do not have any exam. We are going to add the exam, and then from here, that is the subject, we have to add, we have to choose one subject, only one. We do not have multi select out here. So we're going to select one subject, that is English, and it is going to show you all the classes that we had configured for this particular subject. So basically we had configured all the classes for English. So it is going to show you all the classes. So maybe my, I want that all the classes should have English on 23rd. Okay, or if you do not want that, maybe you select all, and I don't want maybe 11th and 12th. but from 1 to 10 I want English. Okay, this is just an example, and click on add. What it is going to show you is, it is going to show you that on 23rd August there is an exam that is English, and these are the classes which have the exam English on 23rd. Simple. Okay, now if you click again onto this, it is not going to add the duplicates. In fact, it is going to give you a long list and tell you that you have added English for the same shift, that is shift 1 out here, on the same date. So obviously you cannot have the same exam on the same shift on the same day. Okay, so that you cannot do it. You cannot have multiple duplicates. You cannot have the same subject, the same shift, the same date. Now you can have another subject on the same day for some other shift. Okay, I'm going to show you that example as well. Now there might be a case where you also have a situation where you have some of the class have maybe it's a 3 hours paper and you have computer and EVS together, right, in the same shift on the same timing. In that case, okay, the simple solution to that is simply create a subject with the name maybe computer slash EVS, and that you can add to one particular shift. But if you have different timings, maybe example class 6 have there are two different timings, so they will have one exam in one timing and another exam in another timing, so that entry you can do it. Okay, but the same subject name with the same date with the same shift, you cannot add that, because this is going to actually avoid a lot of errors for you while you create the timetable. Okay, you can create no matter how complex your exam timetable is, it is going to take care of everything. So this is the message basically it is showing you that you have already added English on 23rd August for shift, that is shift 1. So these are the classes for class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and till class 10. So you cannot add the same entry for the same date again, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do is maybe I'm going to have maths, but maths I'm going to have only for 11 and 12 for the same date. Okay, so I had removed English and I kept maths for 11 and 12. Okay, if there is any mistake, you can simply click on this red button and that entry will be deleted. Okay, let me just very fast I can do this. If I select maybe Hindi and I select all this time, and if I try to add, it is not going to have it because already class 1 to 12 they are engaged with English and maths. So I need to basically change the date. So I change the date out here, and now if I try to add, you can see it will take the entry. And now this basically means that on 23rd class 1 to 10 had English and maths, 11 and 12 was maths, and on 25th all the classes have Hindi. This is what it means. Now you will get confused that whether I'm covering up all the subjects for a particular class or not. How should I know that? So simply what you can do is click on any of the class name, that is class 2, or over here also you can do it. Over here also we have class 2, any of the class name which is similar, like class 2, and there is an option to delete. If you want to delete, it will be erased, or you can view. So what view is going to do is, it is going to show you that which all subjects you have covered. So basically for class 2 I have covered English and Hindi. English is on 23rd and Hindi is on 25th, and the shift is shift 1, so only one timing is out there. Okay, So anything like maybe class 12, I want to see the timetable for class 12. So simply click on view, and for class 12 we have maths on 23rd and Hindi is on 25th. Okay, anytime you want to see the consolidated view, there is a button that is view consolidated, and it is going to show you the timetable, the entire timetable right from class 1 to class 12. Okay, there might be a situation, okay, let me just close this right now, and there might be a situation where maybe, okay, I will take 27 and I'm going to add maths. Now if you try to add maths for all the classes, uh, okay, let me just add all the classes. Now you now we know that class 11 and 12 already there is a maths for 23rd on 23rd, but I'm just trying to add have some errors. Let me see if the software take care of it or not. So I will simply click on add, and you can see it is showing me that maths already has been given on 23rd, so you cannot have the same entry, but for the rest of the subject it is going to show you the entry. Okay, so basically 27th is going to have exams only for classes 1 to 10, and maybe 11th and 12th is going to have off. Even such a situation can be there, no issues. We can go ahead with the some other date, maybe 28th, and 28th I'm going to only keep exam for 11th and 12th, and that is physics. Okay, okay, I need to first select physics. Okay, you see, if I select the subject, it will only show me the subject, that is 11th and 12th. So basically you need to first select the subject and then the class. Okay, and it is going to have on 23rd. So this is going to allow me that entry. Fine. Now let us just check our timetable out here, and you can see that what is happening out here is on 27th class 1 to 10, all of them have maths. If I want, I can mix up, I mean I can have different subjects out here. You can always do that. Okay, right now this is just a demo video, so you can always have some different subjects if you want to mix up, or you can have simply one subject for all the classes. Even you can do that, it's upon you. And 11th and 12th basically is off, you can see. And on 28th 1 to 10 is basically off, but 11th and 12th have physics. So you can mix up anyhow the way you want. So it shows empty means it's off. So basically they don't have exam. 11th and 12th don't have exam on 28th, I mean on 27th. And class 1 to 10 they don't have exam on 28th, but 11th and 12th they have the exam, that is physics. Anytime you can always export to Excel, and it will be exported to the Excel sheet. Okay, I will show that later. So this is how you can do. Now let us just do some mixing up. As I said, if there is any class, maybe you have a 3 hours paper, and in that one of the class had two subjects in the same timing. So you can always create the subject name with the name maybe computer/EVS, and then you can add that. But you can also do one thing is you can have different shifts maybe. Okay, this is where a situation you can have. So let me just go ahead, create one more shift. Okay, and now we are creating one more shift, and I will see this, maybe I will say this is like maybe shift 2. Click on add. Now we have one more shift, that is shift 2. Later on I can change this name. Now let me go to the setup timetable. Okay, and let me select shift 1, UT1. Okay, and this is the timetable for shift 1, but maybe for shift 2 I don't have anything. And 28th, if I'm not wrong, we had class 11 and 12, right? uh, okay, what I mean to say is okay, class 11 and 12 had an exam, that is maybe physics. uh, and what we're going to do is now I'm going to add one more shift, another timing, and I'm going to have maybe science. and 11 and 12. So what does this mean? That 11th and 12th are going to have exam in first shift as well as in second shift as well. Now this is, you can do it, okay? This, it is going to allow you, and you can click on add, and now you have added science, that is for 11th and 12th in second shift on 28th. So anytime you get confused, what you can do is you can click over here for individual classes. You can see the timetable. Now you can see that on 23rd it has maths, on 25th it has Hindi, on 28th it has physics in the first shift and science in the second shift. Right, this is just an example I've taken. And if you click on view consolidated, you can see something like this, that on 28th we have physics for shift 1 for class 11 and 12, and we have science for shift 2, right? So any kind of complexity you have in your exam, you can always create that. And I said this, okay, if there is a situation where it's the same shift, multiple classes, please create that particular subject name, like a computer slash EVS, or you have some optional subjects for 11th and 12th, so they will have different subjects. So you can create a subject with name optional, or with the subject name as well, subject 1 slash subject 2 slash, and you can show that way if it's at the same timing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the export to Excel, and this is going to, export the data to an Excel sheet. Let me show you the data. And one more thing that I wanted to show you is the highlighter. So you can highlight the different subjects, you can see, right? You can do that. So this is the Excel sheet. It is getting loaded. It's opening. Okay, so we have this data out here. This is not an Excel sheet. This is the LibreOffice basically. It's okay. So this is how you can do it. We have the data. You can do some kind of formatting, but we have the data. And now what you can do is, you can take a printout of this. Pretty nice. Okay, so you have this consolidated view of the entire, for all the classes of your school. So this is how your timetable looks like. So any kind of situation you have, it can handle it. If there is any mistake that if you make, maybe class 12 I did not want it, so you have this consolidated view. You can take a view, and anything you find, okay, you did not want it, maybe this second shift, or maybe for class 12 there was no second shift, so simply you can go to class 12 and click on delete, and it will go away. Now if I click on the consolidated view, you can see that second shift is gone for class 12, right? Individually also you can see this is for class 11, so I will just view it, and for class 12. So if I want to see for uh, okay, this is for UT1 that I have, okay, for shift 1. And now if I see class 12 out here, click on view, and you can see only physics, that is shift 1, and science for shift 2 is gone, right? So you can never ever make any mistakes while creating your exam timetable, and this is what the video is all about. And this is just an initial phase of this particular module. We have just introduced this module. We have never come across any kind of software before for this particular for the exam timetable. So this is the first time that we have introduced this. So it's pretty nice, and we are giving this offer at just $4.99 for one complete year. You can use it, and you can create multiple exams, unlimited exams. So it's a very fantastic module. One should have this module. If you are running a school, you should have this model, because it is going to help you to create your entire timetable for your entire school within a fraction of maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and it's done. Without error free, flawless exam timetable will be ready for you. So that's it in this particular video. If you have any queries, you can just email us at info, that is yeah, info@timetableforme.com, or anything else you have, you can ask us, uh, in the through the chat. Okay, if you have any queries. So that's it in this video, and do let us know how do you find this particular module. Bye for now.